Hello everyone, welcome to Angel's Classroom. In today's class, we are going to see about metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, which is abbreviated as MOSFET. So this MOSFET is a low power semiconductor device which has high input impedance, and this MOSFET can be made very small compared to BJT, and because of this special feature it can be used to design VLSI circuits. And one more difference is there. So this MOSFET is differ from JFET because we don't have a PN junction structure in this MOSFET. Instead of that, the gate of the MOSFET is separated from its substrate by an insulator layer, and that insulator can be your silicon dioxide layer. Due to this, the input resistance of the MOSFET is greater than that of JFET, and hence it is also called as insulated gate FET, that can be denoted as IGFET. So this is the second category of this FET family. These are the symbol of MOSFETs. So this MOSFET is classified basically into two types. One is enhancement mode and another one is depletion mode. So physically, as we have seen, this depletion MOSFET having the solid straight line, whereas your enhancement MOSFET has your splittered line. Okay, so this straight line and splittered line refers that the straight line is it has a channel for conduction of electric current, whereas this splittered line indicates that there is no channel between your source and drain. Suppose you want to differentiate between your P MOSFET and N MOSFET in common terms, you can use this second diagram. So this N MOSFET don't have a bubble in the gate, whereas in your P MOSFET it has a bubble in the gate terminal. And coming to this third diagram, you know that this MOSFET having three major terminals. One is your drain and another one is your gate and source. Okay, so the current direction will be completely opposite to that of your BJT. Okay, so in your N channel transistor, you will be having the emitter current which is marked outward. Next one is types of MOSFET. So this FET can be classified into two types. One is JFET and another one is MOSFET. So this MOSFET can be also called as IGFET. We have seen this now. So this JFET we have already seen in your previous video. So this MOSFET is classified mainly into two types. One is your depletion MOSFET and another one is your enhancement type MOSFET. And both this depletion and enhancement type MOSFET is classified into P channel and N channel. So here are some concepts you have to understand. First one is, what is the function of MOSFET? So the function of MOSFET is that whenever a transverse electric field is applied across the insulator, and hence the resistance of the conducting channel can be controlled. So this is the main function. And next one is depletion and enhancement. So depletion is controlling the electric field reduces the number of majority carriers available for conduction, whereas your enhancement is controlling the electric field increases the number of majority carriers available for conduction. So first classification we are going to see is depletion MOSFET. So in this topic you will be seeing what are the operation, construction, and we will be seeing the advantages and disadvantages. So here comes the construction of N-channel MOSFET. So to construct the N-channel MOSFET, you have to take P-type substrate. So keep in mind that to design N-channel or P-channel MOSFET, you have to choose the substrate opposite to that you are going to define or else you are going to manufacture. So now you are going to construct N-channel MOSFET, so I am choosing the P-type substrate. So in this P-type substrate, I am going to dope this N plus layer. So N plus impurities I am doping. So this is made because I want to take my source terminal and drain terminal. For this reason, I have created a well, N-type well in P-type substrate. Okay. So next thing is, I am going to coat a silicon dioxide layer above the substrate. This entire region is your silicon dioxide. Okay. So above the silicon dioxide, I am going to coat one aluminum metal layer. So from this aluminum metal layer, I am going to take a gate terminal. Okay, so this N well should be connected to your source and drain respectively. For that I am making an ohmic contact over here as well as here for my source as well as my drain current. So next thing is we are going to see the operation of N channel MOSFET. So the first case is VGS is equal to 0. So see this diagram. So this is my common substrate layer diagram which we have seen in the previous slides. So in this I am going to give my gate source voltage as a 0. Okay, and this drain voltage should be at a positive potential with respect to the source. So the electrons started to flow from your source to drain, and the conventional current will be opposite to the direction of electrons. So the current direction will be from drain to source. This is your case 1. So next one is case 2. In this case your VGS is going to be a negative supply voltage. Okay, so see this diagram. I have given my gate source voltage as a negative thing. Okay, so what will happen whenever I am applying a negative potential over here? The electrons which are already flowing in this channel starts to ripple away towards your p-type substrate, because here it is electrons, the negative sign, here you are giving the negative polarity, so same polarity get repelled each other, and so this electron started to ripple away towards the p-type substrate. Okay, and what will happen, the majority carriers holes in the p-type substrate started to attract towards your gate layer. Okay, during this time the electrons and holes recombination will take place in this channel region, and thus a depletion region is produced. So this will reduce the number of electrons available for conduction in this region. So because of that my drain current started to decreases. Okay, so thus a channel of positive ions is created, and that is arranged in a wedge shaped. Okay, see here it's arranged in a wedge shaped. Next one is case 3. VGS is positive. So during this positive voltage, so see here I am applying a positive voltage. This gate starts to attract more number of electrons from your p-type substrate, and simultaneously my drain current started to increase. Okay, so and it becomes practically constant at a certain value of drain source voltage, and that voltage is going to call as a pinch off voltage. My drain current that will be almost saturated beyond this pinch off voltage. So this is all about your case 3. And next one is drain characteristics. So this drain characteristics is going to plot across your VDS and your ID, drain current and drain source voltage. So see here VGS is equal to VT is equal to 2 voltages. So VT is your threshold voltage. Threshold voltage is the voltage required to start the conduction in that particular device, right? So VGS is equal to VT is equal to 2 volt. When I am going to keep my VGS as a constant value, okay, in the range of positive factors. So after VGS is equal to 2 volt, there will be a current flowing across the region, and there is a graph drawn over here. That is, to the left of this curve will be your ohmic region, and the right of this curve where your saturation region occurs. And next one is transfer characteristics. So during this transfer characteristics, what will be happen? I am going to draw this transfer characteristics in the negative side of gate source voltage. So when VGS is equal to 0, my IDSS value will be of maximum. That is, my drain current will be in the maximum value. Okay, when gate source voltage started to increase, my drain current will comes to 0. So next one we are going to see is enhancement MOSFET. So as we have already seen, this enhancement MOSFET consists of broken lines. This broken line represents that there is no channel between your source and drain. So this is your construction of N channel. So we are going to construct this N channel. So I am going to take a substrate opposite of that. So I am taking a p-type substrate. So in this p-type substrate, I am going to create n-type wells for my source and drain. So above the substrate, I am going to coat a silicon dioxide layer, and above the silicon dioxide layer there will be a metal layer. Okay, from this metal layer I am going to take the gate terminal, and from these two end regions I am going to take my source and drain. So first operation is gate source voltage is equal to 0. See this diagram, in between my gate and source I am giving the value as VGS is equal to 0. So and across your drain and source I am going to apply a positive supply. So due to the absence of this channel across your source and drain, there will be no current flow, that is ID is equal to 0. Next case is VGS is equal to positive. When VGS is equal to positive, what will happen? So this electrons started to repel away the holes from your layer beneath the gate. Okay, and this electron started to accumulate below the gate, and because of that a channel is created, and the electron started to flow from your source to drain, and your conventional current will be opposite to the direction of movement of electrons. So your drain current will be flowing from drain to source. Okay, so because of these electron a channel is created and my drain current is obtained. So this drain current will started to flow after VGS is greater than VT. So when VGS is greater than VT, then only my drain current started to flow. Third one is effect of increase of VDS. Now I am going to keep this value as some constant value, and I am going to keep on increasing this VDS. Gate terminal becomes less and less positive, okay, because when I am going to increase this amount of VDS to a larger amount, this will be comparatively small. Okay, so a lesser number of electrons only attracted towards the gate terminal, and because of that my channel is getting narrower. So when this channel is getting narrower, the drain current flowing across this source to drain will also reduces, and so a saturation condition will be established. So this is the drain and transfer characteristics. So see the right hand side, you will be having the drain characteristics, and this VDS is drawn in this positive region. Okay, so when VGS is equal to VT, that is your threshold voltage, only at VGS is equal to 2 volt my drain current is produced and a graph is drawn. So for consequent constant values of VGS, I am going to draw the curve. So now what I am going to do, I am going to extend these lines towards my left to draw the transfer characteristics. So see this transfer characteristics, this is drawn between VGS and ID. So only when VT voltage is attained, after that only your curve started to increases. Till then you have the value as 0 even though your VGS is increased. So this is the transfer characteristics of enhancement MOSFET. So there is a relationship between drain current and VGS, which is your gate source voltage. So that is drain current is equal to K into VGS minus VT the whole squared. VGS is your gate source voltage, VT is your threshold voltage, and this relationship is going to be a non-linear, and this K is a constant value, and that will be depends upon your construction of the device. So here it is a P channel enhancement MOSFET is shown. So for P channel enhancement MOSFET, the arrow mark should be pointed outward, and this layered structure we are going to construct the P channel. So the substrate should be of N type. You have to create a P type wells for your source and drain. After that I am going to coat silicon dioxide layer. Over that I am going to coat the aluminum metal layer. From that I am going to take the gate terminal. And this is your drain characteristics. Here VGS will be decreased, VGS negative values are increased, and here also only after VGS is equal to VT you will be getting a minimum level of drain current. So when I am going to extend this and draw the transfer characteristics, So this will be drawn in the negative side of the graph, which means you will be having a negative VGS gate source voltage. So only after -2, that is your threshold voltage, your curve started to increase. Okay. So this is all about your drain characteristics and transfer characteristics. So here comes the comparison between BJT, FET and MOSFET. The first one is device type. So the BJT is current control device, whereas your FET and MOSFET is voltage control device. Second one is current flow. In BJT the current flow will be bipolar, whereas in your FET and MOSFET it is unipolar. And third one is terminals. In BJT you cannot change any terminal, whereas in your FET and MOSFET the terminals can be interchanged between the source and drain. So operational mode is in BJT there is no operational mode, whereas FET is having a depletion mode operation, whereas your MOSFET is having both the enhancement as well as your depletion modes. So the input impedance will be low in a BJT device, whereas it is high in FET and very high in MOSFET. So output resistance will be a moderate values in BJT and FET. In MOSFET you will be having a low values, and similar to that you will be having operational speed, noise and thermal stability. Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks for watching.